So this week, we're doing. Wait, let me go to it first. I know it's November, so we're doing part 3 of November, which is from the 15th to the 19th. So we're still on a downtrend. The dealer last week basically he did like some kind of trend trade move, but we just like for the dealer to show us his hand like around Tuesday, and like yeah, we sometimes we are gonna get a clean M formation, but if the pair, it depends on the pair. If it likes to stop hunt with a spike, and we waited for that, because if not, we just catch it at the other zone after a shift. But if you see like a pin trade, I'm saying like a second leg, and the dealer closes below the resistance of the box and resistance of retail trader trend line, then you can take that on the next candle basically, and it's like a risk-free trade, because you have a better chance after you see the dealer hit the stops. You get me? So you would have got 45 pips off the rip. But if you're awake and you're seeing that it could possibly move more, then you could just move the stop loss. You can go inside like the 5-minute chart and basically move your stop loss to another point resistance on the mini chart basically. And some weeks you're gonna have 2 trades per pair mostly. Some weeks you're only gonna have 1. But in all reality, you're supposed to look for that one perfect trade for each pair. And you really want to catch 5 to 6 good trades per week, but like non-force, because we're gonna be stocking each trade. So that was just that trade for CAD JPY and Euro CAD. I thought I marked it up, but it's fine. I'm gonna go to the next pair. I'm sure I did the other ones. So basically, in dollar CAD, we was in a reset level, and the dealer bottomed out at the 50, and you know what I'm saying, he reversed the brakes, and we're looking for some trades going up. Cause this right here is a level itself. Like level 2, basically. So we already knew that we was in an uptrend, and we're looking from the 15 to the 19, and like the dealer, he broke above the 800, and we're gonna be like, damn, it's probably like another double reset. But you just gotta wait to see what he really does. If he goes back above, and there's no name of a pattern, you could just wait. You get me? For some type of pullback, like the wick candle, the first pullback, and then getting on the next one, because sometimes he's gonna take away. He's gonna shift the zone right away on the first segment of the pullback wick type of trades that we usually take, because you know how we take it during the second hit basically. Well, sometimes you could take it, most of the time you should take on the first one, so that we can catch the first shift. And this trade was another trade, because after this candle right here, because like we still know that we're looking for a trend going up. How we had like an information, like yeah, like with a current trend trade, you like to see multiple wicks, depending on the direction. This case, for a trade going up, we'll look for basically wicks to the high side for a low reversal. If you see like the dealer tries to activate the current trend trade, not shift, and give you dojis on like part of the second leg, basically just slowing the momentum down, I don't want to complete the current trend trade, you could take that going up. You get me? It's already Friday, so you just want to that's why I say, like, sometimes you might get stopped out, and don't mean that, and that don't mean that you was that you wasn't right, because sometimes the dealer does hit the stops. You get me? You know, quick manner and continue the direction you was going. But it's fine because it's always going to be other trades, and that's how you want to trade dollar CAD that week from the 15th to the 19th of November. Look at New Zealand dollar. And we was coming off like a double reset because our dealer reset it right here. Came back up. That's one level. The second level. And then how the dealer didn't want to close above the 50, above the 200 and the 800, closing well, lower highs and lower lows. Then like we're like, okay, the dealer wants to reset again. And then how he broke the retail trader trend line and the box level for a last kiss. But usually we take the last kiss for the second hit basically, but we didn't get that. So like I said, you can wait for a shift and some type of pullback. And then if you see that he don't want to pass the 800, it's because he wants to basically run the double reset, and he's going back down the 800. And most of the time he can shift right away, like he's not coming back for a last kiss trade, and we could take that next candle going down and basically get out on resistance of the trend line, because how he can kind of trend trade. And he did do that. Like he give you a first wick and then keep throwing like double wicks and not shift it back down below, like more down below, because we're looking for trades going down. You could take on the next candle for just for 45, no more, to the upside, basically as part of a counter trend trade, just 45. So that way you wait again for the stop hunt, and he can give you information on the trend line again. Like sometimes we do take in the next candle like that, but if we saw that he just shifted the trend high, like half a shift, and didn't even bother in the trend line or the EMAs, because how we say because a full shift candle, like he'll shift his own fast. But if you see like you hit the breaks, then you just wait for the next candle. But we know that it was already 5 p.m. and the dealer reset the trend, so just wait for him to do some action on the trend line, and you take it on the next candle going down right here. And that's why you just would have traded New Zealand. Those 3 trades that week, you get me? We pacing weighted it, and we knew what was going on. That's why I say, like, if you're right, you're right. You're wrong. Like, that's why you shouldn't overtrade. Like, we should just wait for certain trades to pop up. So now we're gonna look at Australian dollar. And basically, we're coming off a double reset because we had the dealer break down below the 200, because we're in the downtrend. We was in a downtrend where area I'm pointing, and then he went to level 1, but then reset going up, double reset. He broke to 800, started closing lower, higher lows, lower lows, back down below the 50 EMA. So remember, it's the 15th to the 18th next week. And then the dealer he was like the first leg on the retail trader trend line, the red trend line. But we like for him to come back around a second time, you get me, and then take it going low, because he's not always gonna hit the stops, you get me. If he does, just wait for like the next candle to see what he does, because usually after the dealer hits the stops the first time, he's not gonna do that again, you got me. And what I like to do is plot resistance or support the market maker way, horizontal, and that would be right there, right? So then we had like a last kiss trade. These are a little weird, but they can happen. Like the dealer touched the resistance from the downtrend, because usually he'll shift back up, you get me. But if you see him shift back down, like he can touch it, like waiting for a second leg, really, like you see like on the second leg, like multiple dojis, but he's not shifting back up basically for a reset, and he's just hanging around, and it's like the trend's gonna continue in the real direction, you get me. Sometimes you do gotta wait that little 5 to 10 pips. So I mean, like if you had a 15 pip stop loss, it would have been fine. On the 4-hour candles, I like to wait a little bit for some type of little wick pullback. Let's put an arrow over here, and that's where you would have traded that. There was only, on average, you're only gonna get 2 real good signals per pair. But don't be surprised if you only catch 1 some weeks on some pairs. So again, Swiss JPY, we're coming off a level 3 type of trend, a long trend run, and then he got a reverse. So we're in like level 2. And we're looking for a trade going down. So like the dealer, he broke because like, it could be in a downtrend, a market maker way, but we can also be in a trend line, the retail trader trend line. But once he breaks that retail trader trend line, that's just indicating more, basically confirming the trade more. So like we be looking for some Sunday, Mondays, they be all right. Like you'll catch a clean M formation. You get me? Because how the dealer, he don't want to break back up above for the kind of trend trade, because usually he'll pin it, you get me, and then reverse for a little bit for like one little reset, like kind of trend trade, because we usually have 2 levels of kind of trend trade. But if we see like he's pinning against the retail trader trend line to not actually complete that reset, and that basically would be a new place where you put your retail trader trend line going down, because we know that he don't want to kind of trend trade, he's completing the full market maker pattern. And then you wait for like some type of little pullback just to make sure on the trend line. Then you take that going down, because in all reality we have a horizontal trend line right here from last week, get me, and he's just pinning against that. Like he don't want to close back above, continuing the trend of the trend line. Then you wait you know what I'm saying, like 5 pips, and then you take it going down right here on that candle. So we have like a last kiss trade, like the 200s there. But what basically, like I told you, you gotta pay attention to the candle types too, like the half a shift candles, basically just stacking up against each other. And then the dealer might hit the stops real quick on, in this case, on the trade going down, last kiss trade, he can hit the stops real quick, and you can get in on the next candle, you got me, going down. You have your 7 pips, and you would have grab that. And like right here, how like I keep saying, like for a kind of trend trade, you really wait for the wicks. But sometimes like we wait for like a W pattern, wick W pattern with the safety trade little candle on the side. But in all reality, we're looking for trade going down. If you see like the dealer going back to because the dealer can last kiss trade in 2 times in 2 different parts of the week, and you see like a clean close with a doji candle, clean doji, not trying to pass resistance, because in case we're taking the trade going down, then you wait like 5 pips, and you could take it on the next candle going down right here, and that's how you would have traded that week. So Australia, New Zealand, November 15th to the 18th. Wait one moment. Sorry. You don't need no fancy devices, like so much screens and stuff like that. That's why like trading off the phone, on the mobile, it gets you way better, and you can trade on the go. I like trading on the phone a lot. So we was coming like almost off a complete. It could be like level 3 a little bit, but it's really level 2. You get me? From the 15. From the 15 to the 18, how the dealer just kind of how the dealer went for the last kiss trade, but then he broke above, pinned, and closed back above. Then you could kind of trade that as a reset, you get me? But if you see him, like, hold on, let me mark it, because that kind of is a trade. How I say that you can trade after the stop hunt, how he's not really gonna stop hunt again. That's why you gotta move your stop loss to break even. How it was in a downtrend, but then like I was kind of looking at as a last kiss trade. He broke above the box because it's a little too early to trade a last kiss trade in the beginning of the week. You get me? You gotta look right. Um, but we do take note of resets and all that because sometimes the dealer do gotta. If he's near the 200, he's gonna go near it at least. You get me? But still continue your real direction because sometimes just do that. And we just figure like, oh, it could be a reset, but it could also come back. It could just pin above the 200. How he does that sometimes, continue the trend. And then we saw that he didn't close back down below resistance to complete the last kiss trade. He just closed back above with a pin. Then that already is a new retail trader trend line. And you could check the trade going up the next trade for 45, but they gotta be wary. You get me? For like at least 45, try to break even like 25 pips. But remember that you can come back above or back down below the 200 again and continue the trend. And that's what happened. How now we got like a new retail trader trend line basically. So we saw that he closing back down below 200. So we just ain't waiting for him to shift and then pull back, you get me? And not pass a certain EMA. Or how I tell you that you can catch the first kind of trend trade of the real trend and take it to continue it down on the first leg of any double wick pullback, and that's how you would have traded that. You get me? Like you couldn't have really traded kind of trend trade because it wasn't really wick and it was already Friday. You got me? So I wouldn't even try to trade that. At the end of that week, and then we got pound dollar. November 15 to the 18. So it's coming off a complete level 3 section, and then we're looking for a trade going up. But remember that on level 3 we can trade both ways at least. Like you can kind of trend trade it once. You get me? And expect a little bit more than 45 pips. But if you see him like he stopped playing around zigzagging, and then he wants to continue the real trend, obviously going up. So obviously, if we're in a downtrend, coming off a downtrend, he's gonna break resistance of the downtrend. So it's a little bit early in the week. Like we kind of would expect a W, but you just want to see him show his moves, his hands to you. And we could have probably traded this wick right here, but he didn't come back around one more time to take it going long. So we're just waiting to see if he breaks the trend line and then try to retest, basically a little pullback. And just continue the trend. You get me? Like not close but no back down below resistance of the box and resistance of the trend line. And if he's closing above or below clean a certain EMA, then you could take it going long. You get me? And that's what happened here. And boom, you'd have grabbed your 45 pips basically. Like I don't this was most likely a trade, but it's already into the week. Like that's why you gotta catch your trades early in the week, so that way you don't really gotta trade Fridays unless you're feeling a little cocky. You feel me? We see like a real good pattern. So yeah, that was November 15 to the 18.